What's up everybody, VIDE0BOX here with another deck video. I haven't put anything up in a while, so I figured now it's about time. Start off with my water deck, and here we go. Alright, first things first, you need to run 3 Deep Sea Divas. Divas, as you can see, it's a good card. It's a tuner. When you normal summon it, switch out any Sea Serpent level 3 or lower, including itself. That's how most meta players use it, but I actually use it to search out other targets, like Toon Spine 2, Spine Gilman. Level 3 Sea Serpent increases the attack of all Aqua, Sea Serpent, and Fish types by 400 attack points, including itself. So when you summon it, it's already at 1700 attack. Next target, 2 Mermaid Archers. Probably the Forgotten Sea Serpent and Raging Battle. What it does is you can equip a level 3 or lower monster to it. It gains 800 attack, and if it would be destroyed, the equipped monster is destroyed. So it's a good way to make use of your low-level monsters. And last of the targets, new card from the dual terminals, 2 Reese the Ice Mistress. Currently hard to get right now because you got to get lucky with the dual terminals, and dual terminals are pretty hard to come by. As you can see, there's some kind of shine on it. So even though it is common, but yeah, its effect is it's a tuner, and it can be destroyed by battle with any level 4 or higher monster. So it's a pretty good card, pretty good target with Diva. Alright, now for some basic water monsters. I run 2 Nightmare Penguins. Very annoying card. When it flips, it returns any one card the opponent controls to the owner's hand. It's good for bouncing synchro, it's good for bouncing continuous traps like oppression, whatever you want. And also 2 Penguin Soldiers. Pretty old card. You should know what it does. When it's flipped, you can return 2 monsters to the owner's hand. Another way to get rid of synchros. You can also do a combo by flip summoning it, returning 1 monster of theirs, and this one back to your hand, and you just set it again, reuse the combo. So, and then 1 Trueborn Frog. You don't know what that does? It's good for tribute fodder, it's good for synchro material, get that extra star in there. And 2 Mother Grizzlies. Mother Grizzly searches out any of the water monsters I just went over, including another copy of itself. I only run 2 because 3 isn't really necessary, and you don't really need to rely on this too much. Last monster in the deck, 1 Sangan. Sangan's a staple in most decks, searches out all the other monsters I just went over, whatever you need. Basically searches out for divas so you can start synchro summoning, getting your combos out quicker, and yeah. Now for some spell cards. We're on 3 Book of Moon. Book of Moon's to help reuse Nightmare Penguin, Penguin Soldier. It's good for a defensive card against opponents, And 1 Brain Control, 1 Mind Control. Only good because it takes the opponent's monsters, you synchro with their monsters along with your Diva or your Reese. Pretty much all. I run 2 creature swaps. It's good for giving Trueborn Frog to the opponent, Mother Grizzly, or anything you search out with Diva. Perfect scenario, a creature swap. You would summon Diva, search out, let's say, Mermaid Archer. Right there. If they have a level 4 monster on their side of the field, let's say, for example, this Worm Dimicles. You set this up, you play creature swap, you give them the Mermaid Archer, they give you this, and then you synchro with 2 and 4, get Goyo Guardian, you attack Mermaid Archer, then it comes back onto your side of the field. And you would have, 2 monsters as opposed to they're nothing. So, small combo you can do a creature swap. There's also other ways to use it, but good way to use it there. Let's see, what else is there? Staples, Heavy Storm, Giant Trunade, and Mystical Space Typhoon. Backfield control, that's what it's there for. Another card, Lightning Vortex. You should know what that does. Next, 1 Warrior of Greed. It's good to cycle back your Diva targets in case you draw into Mermaid Archer, Spine Gilmans. You don't want those in your hand. You want to search it out with Diva, so use that to cycle it back into your deck. Draw 3 new cards with this card. Next card, 2 Salvage. Salvage returns any water monster with 1500 attack or less to the owner's to your hand. Basically, you get back Diva, get back whatever you want. It's a +1, so yeah. Last set of spells, 2 Pot of Avarice. You're gonna cycle through your monsters really quickly, so Pot of Avarice and multiples isn't such a bad idea. Recycle synchros too, should they get destroyed. Again with traps. Call the Haunted. Staple in most decks. Revive a monster. And yeah. 1 Torrential Tribute. It's a good field destroyer, you know, in case you want to maintain control or stop the opponent from gaining control. Activate Torrential. Next you run 2 compulsory. I run 2 compulsory evacuation device. Good way to bounce back synchros. It's also another way to recycle divas. Say you summon diva, you get Spine Gilman, you want to attack, and you don't want to synchro. And if the opponent wants to attack diva, you compulse your diva so you can summon it again next turn for more advantage. And I run 2 Spiritual Water Arts. It's a good way to take advantage of your water monsters that have already been used up. Good way to tribute Trueborn Frog. What it does is you tribute a water monster, you look in your opponent's hand, and you discard a card from it. Very game disrupting, you know, especially during their draw phase. They draw, you look at their hand, you kind of mess up their strategies. So that's what these are for. And Spiritual Water Art sets up for the last cards in the deck. 2 Mind Crush. I know it's going to be limited to 1 by March 1st, but I'm showing you the deck as I have it now, and it runs 2 Mind Crushes. Because of all the bouncing that this deck does, it's pretty easy to dictate what the opponent has in their hand. And it's also good for subsequent duels afterward, because then you probably figure out what kind of cards they're running. So it's a good card to have. Now for the extra deck. 1 Mistworm. Pretty easy to get out with this deck, only because you can take up your opponent's monsters, get that level 4 you need, and summoning Diva and a level 3 Sea Serpent that's already 5 stars. All you need is a 4-star on your field, which can be Nightmare Penguin or any level 4 that you may brain control or mind control from them. So let's see, yeah, these 3 stars equal level 9. That's Mistworm right there. Now some level 8s. Red Dragon Archfiend, Colossal Fighter, Stardust Dragon. Staples in any extra deck, well except this one. Red Dragon is just for brute strength or stall decks. Colossal can't die in battle. Stardust Dragon negates pretty much anything. Level 7s, Psychic Life Transfer, Black Rose Dragon, and Xavier Urbellum. Life Transfer is just a beat stick. Black Rose Dragon blows up the field. Urbellum is usually brought out to provide hand control to the opponent, because the deck does do a lot of that with the Mind Crush and Spiritual Water Art, so that's what it's for. So level 6s, Goyo Guardian, Gaia Knight, the Force of Earth, and Iron Chain Dragon. Standard level 6s. There aren't that many good level 6 monsters there, but here they are. Now, another level 6 I forgot is Brionic. I do have one, but just not right now. It's a water monster, it's a must in this deck. But yeah, I don't have it right now. Some level 5s. 2 magical androids, Sea Dragon Lord Gashilnodon and Ally Justice Catastor. Level 5 is pretty common to get out because of Diva and the level 3 targets it searches out. Most likely you would get Android or Catastor. Sea Dragon is just for fun with Spine Gilman, where it increases its attack to 2700. It can get pretty strong if you keep sending low level monsters to the graveyard, where its attack becomes 3000, plus whatever boost in Spine Gilman or Nightmare Penguin can give to it, so it's there for fun. Last card in the extra deck, 1 Armory Arm, mainly brought out through Diva and Penguin Soldier. It's a last resort option, but it's still an option nonetheless. And yeah, that's my water deck. Hope you guys enjoy.